Hey folks, well it is the holiday season of 2025 and we've got a new playset out there at the Walmart stores. This is the Adventure Force Pirate Garage and I don't know if this is available in any other stores, but I found it at Walmart. And this follows in line with a lot of the other garage type sets out there. That's kind of the base theme of it, but of course, it's a whole pirate adventure theme. So, really, it has the garage as the backbone of the set, and the main thing of it is that it's a pirate set. So, it's it's interesting. Now, this was only $40, which I thought was, at least at first glance, not having opened it up yet, that seems like an amazing steal of a deal. I could imagine this one being under a lot of Christmas trees come Christmas Day 2025, but in this video, we're going to see if this set is actually any good or not for that price point. The size of this is fairly comparable to other large garage type sets. There were other ones from Adventure Force that I think were probably just a smidge bigger than this and costed a smidge more. But, compared to some of the, like the Hot Wheels or Matchbox type sets that are similar in size to this is considerably cheaper. So there's, it's kind of budget like that. Now, it seems like it has a lot of features, but I'm not going to talk about that until I turn the box around and can show you a better picture of that. But yeah, you can tell that this is heavily inspired by a lot of the other large garage type playsets, some of the earlier ones from the other Adventure Force sets, but then also from the Hot Wheels, like the Hot Wheels Ultimate Garage and things like that. It's got all kinds of similarities to that. Having the elevator, it's got spiral ramps, it's got the double laned drop down. Just a lot of things are obviously pulled from that. But the pirate theme is something all on its own, and I haven't seen that in any other set, so this is something completely unique in that way. I'll kind of try to do my best and give you a look around the different sides of the box here. So here's the other side. Chomping Shark, dual track drop, and then the bottom should say like copyright information. I don't remember seeing this any other years, so I think this is from this year, and in fact, it does have a 2025 copyright there. 2025 Walmart Inc. Adventure Force is a trademark of Walmart Inc. Okay, well, there we have it. Adventure Force is a Walmart exclusive. Then that's kind of what I thought. I just didn't really know, but now we do. So, anyways, there's that. I want to show you the back because this picture here kind of gives us a better visual of what is actually part of this set. So we've got the main garage right here. You got an elevator that brings you to the top. It looks like you've got parking areas on each of the, looks like 5 levels. And on the bottom, you've got this little treasure map driving area. And what else do we have to look at here? So we've got the big old pirate squid on top. And I'm not sure, oh, look at that, octopus lights up. I'm not sure exactly what all you can do on top. It looks like there's some kind of, let's see, defend the tower and fire the cannon. So helicopter, and you can do some stuff up there. It looks like there's a cannon up there maybe. But then you can drive down the spiral ramp. It looks like you can go all the way to the bottom. But then there's some other kind of offshoot ramps. So another one that can bring you over here and spiral down this little area as well. And then there's this other random ramp here that brings you down to the main one. And you got this little waterfall thing here, so that's kind of neat. So that's kind of the main part of this. And then on the other side of here, we've got, coming off of here, this 2-lane drop down. And it's not really a raceway necessarily, because one kind of goes on the top of this pirate ship, and then the other one kind of goes down to the bottom here. And yeah, so but then there's a shark trap door, so I'm guessing you drive over this and sometimes it'll trigger this and sometimes it won't, but I suppose the shark will come up and attack the car sometimes. And then under here, this looks like maybe storage for a car, like you can, you know, pretend like a car is a prisoner or something under there. I'm not sure. We're going to have to see what that's all about. Yeah, it says, oh, here it is, capture vehicles in the pirate ship. So, I don't know. But, also avoid the swinging monkey. What else do we got to look at? Yeah, I think those are the main things. But, you know, this isn't a set that I am necessarily thinking that I'll, you know, keep in my permanent collection, but for $40, I was like, I gotta check this out. This just looks too interesting to pass up for the price. If this would have been like, I don't know, $60 or $70 or something, I might have just passed it by personally. But for $40, I gotta check it out. So, with all the introductions aside, it is now time to open it up and see what's inside. And hopefully this, you know, I know this is going to end up being a long video, but if there are any parents out there, let's say, and you're deciding if you want to buy this for your kid for Christmas or something, well, this can hopefully serve as a, you know, tell you if it's a good or bad idea, and then kids can see if this is any good as well either, or two. So let's just, let's see, I'm already making a pretty big mess here. Let's see what we've got inside. So I've already dumped a couple of the cars. Maybe we'll just take a quick peek at those first because they are right here. So we've got a, you know, it comes with 3 cars. One of them is a helicopter. That's actually not bad. Spins fairly smoothly. But here's a look at it. It's got a little back propeller as well. So there's that one. Let's see, what is this? Just a little pirate ship car. So that's kind of unique. That's pretty neat. And I just dropped it. But then the last one is, it looks like a little shark car or something like that. Yeah, that is a shark car. You can see the teeth in front there. So these are not quite as good of quality as Hot Wheels or Matchbox, but they are definitely not bad. The wheels seem to spin pretty good, and yeah, so that's pretty neat. Now, as far as what we've got inside here, it seems kind of nice that they've put pieces in different labeled bags here. So hopefully that should make things a little bit easier. It looks like they might have, you know, maybe assembly in different sections labeled A, B, C, D like that. These look like the main parking garage levels there. We've got all kinds of track. Look at how much track there is. All over the place. Some pirate pieces. I don't know. I'm pretty intrigued by this set. I'm not gonna lie. Now we've got some stickers here. Is that all there is for stickers? That might be all there is actually. We've got some instruction manual here. Let me just see if I can quickly open this and show you. Wow, is that a big long instruction manual? Look at this. It just keeps going and going and going. And you go to the back, and it keeps going and going. Okay, so this is a big set. But yeah, it does look like that is all there is for stickers, which is good. Let me see, what else is there to note here? It just shows you how to assemble it. And yeah, and there is a lot of instructions for that. So, yeah, well, that's going to be the next part of the video, is putting that all together. But let's just finish kind of taking most of these pieces out here. And we do have cardboard pieces inside. At least one of mine is slightly the curved there, which is probably not how it's supposed to be, but oh well. So some cardboard pieces, and then I don't think there's anything else there. And then we've got the pirate ship over here. Let's see, how can I take this out? Just like that. And this should come out here. It's got some tape on it. We've got a pirate ship. I don't know. I'm pretty intrigued by the looks of this thing. Oh, look at that. So it looks like you can stop the car and then the car goes in there. Oh, so... Oh, I see how this is. This is the way the cars go in. So then if the shark comes up, the car goes down and then through this exit here, which is like a trap. This is looking cool. Okay, let's get to the part where we put this together. And I'm going to have to do this on a table. And then we'll see what it's all about. Alright folks, I've got the set fully assembled now. This did take me a while to put this together, not gonna lie. It was somewhat tedious. It wasn't the worst I've ever dealt with as far as putting a set together, and for the most part it was pretty easy to know where all the parts went according to the instructions. Just a little minor hiccup here and there. But it was just tedious because there's so many pieces, and so it just kind of took a long time. But the set, when it is complete, it's, you know, I'd say it's at least kind of sturdy. It's not the most sturdy set I've ever seen, but it seems sturdy enough. And just my first impression of it is that, first of all, it's huge, and second of all, it looks really fun. Now we're going to have to try this with the cars, of course, to see how everything actually works, but my first impression is pretty good. Now, first things first, down here I do have some extra parts, which are not really extra parts, they're just parts that don't specifically belong anywhere. I think these we can put up here perhaps. There's 3 little spots here. I think that's where those would go, and those are just extra little cannons for this thing here. And so it has 4 of them, and I don't think that's a very good piece. I'll say that right away. Very cheap and flimsy, that part right there. But we'll see how it works. Anyways, down here we've got a few treasure chests. Let's see what's inside. There's some treasure in there. It looks like those can go right there. So we'll just set a couple of those there. There's one extra one. I don't know if this has a spot anywhere, so I'll just put that there. We've got a little barrel, we've got a little cannon here, and then a crocodile, which I think that will just stay right there. Oh, and then a little, I guess this is just like pieces of gold and money. Of course, because that's what the pirates are after. Let's see. Those can go anywhere. I guess we can just keep those down here, I suppose. Right there. That'll be a good place for them. So now with that said, it is time to actually try this set out. And this is going to take a while for me to show you everything because there's a lot to show you. So let's get started. We have the elevator, and this is kind of cool. My first impression of this is pretty good. You grab it like this. You know, it'll clamp into each level where it should stop, but you grab it to bring it up and down, and then let go when you're getting close to the floor that you want to stop at, which I think is a pretty ingenious little invention there. Got a little ladder here, but we can drive the car in, and I'll keep the ladder open, I guess. Let's drive up, I don't know, to the first floor to start things off. And, you know, most of these floors are all the same, you know, just very minor little decorational differences, but the actual pieces are the same. So, you know, you've got parking places, a few parking places on each one. So that's pretty nice. Looks like 4 each. And then, of course, you could, you know, kind of park just wherever there's extra room, too. Now, getting the car to go down the ramp from here, well, let's see. We've got the diverter in place there, so that's not really like, I guess you just have to go like this and then like this if you wanted to send the car down. So that's not, I guess that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. You know, you would want there to be another like ramp here that would, you know, it could just easily hop on. So that's a little thing that I guess is a little annoying. Let's see though. So that works well enough. Bring this one up now to the 2nd floor, let's say. Oh, it just flipped right over in there. I kind of sent it up a little too fast, so. But anyways, up here, now this one has a ramp that goes straight down. You can go through the little waterfall here and try to escape the monkey, it looks like. And so we can do that. Let's try that out. Technically, there's this little, let's see, open this, little barrier in the way, so driving out of here isn't perfect, but let's try this. A lot of speed there. Let's bring the elevator back down. Now we'll go up to the 3rd. And here on the 3rd floor, a pretty basic level, except over here, you've got the 2-lane launcher that goes down to the pirate ship down there. We'll get to that in a little bit. But for now, you've got parking places up here, and then kind of the same situation with the diverter ramp. So you kind of just got to go like that. I'll make this one like that, so that it'll go all the way down. I gotta say that works pretty good. And now we'll bring the car all the way to the top in the elevator. And we can push the car out either way. So let's go out the back way and then take a look at the top. So on top here, same as the others, it's got 4 parking places up there, and you could call this a parking place here. There is no diverter on this level. Obviously because there's nothing coming at it this way. And I will say that since they made all these pieces exactly the same, they made good use of decorations in places where there aren't actually track pieces coming off. So it doesn't really look like it's, like there's supposed to be something there and there isn't. They made some nice decorations to go there. So I think they did a really good job with that. But yeah, from here, well, we've got this. But let's just try that and see how well that works. We can try and aim at the ship over there, but you just pull this back. Try that one more time. Not very good. Let's see. Boy, that is really... Am I doing something wrong? I don't know. Let's maybe try one other one. I'll put this one in here. And put this in. Okay. Oh, okay. That worked pretty good. Maybe there was just something wrong with that first one I had on there. I don't know. They give you so many extras that, that's a good thing. So let's try that one more time. Okay, no. All right, we'll put that back in there once it clicks in. Come on. No, not. There we go. No. Boy, this thing is... Okay, there, it's in. Okay, so this piece, I don't know. Very hit or miss. I'm not really a big fan of that one. Very cheap and just doesn't work super good. Works sometimes okay, but other times not really. So I'm hoping that's the only piece I'm going to have anything bad to say about, because everything else so far is pretty good. Let's just send the car down from the top. That worked very nice. So, yeah, that ramp set there works good. Now we got to try the green ramp. But let's just take a look at this tower here. So it's got this nice little waterfall background with the cardboard in there. And then up here, got some piratey stuff going on. And then on the back, kind of like a little holding cell, I guess you can put... Oh, and there that thing just went off. Without me touching it. Anyways, but you could put cars in here and kind of close it up like that. And actually, I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. I think this one is like this, and then this one is like this, now that I look at this closer. I guess you could do it either way, but yeah, so you can kind of hold a couple cars up here. Actually, both of the cars that are included with the set, conveniently, for storage. So that's pretty neat. And then... of course, you've got the helicopter, and that can fly all the way up to the X marks the spot helipad up here, and it can just kind of park there in storage as well. So I like the helipad, and I like the pirate and the flag and everything. It's a really nice decoration. But anyways, I want to try out this ramp next. So let's see. I'm going to take the shark off. Let's try this car this time. We'll bring the elevator down. And you can hear that the elevator squeaks a little bit. It's just kind of, rubbing on a little plastic. But honestly, I got to say, this is one of the better working elevators that I have experienced in a playset. And that is comparing to Hot Wheels and all kinds of other brands. I really wasn't buying this set with the intention of keeping it. Now I'm kind of having second thoughts. Maybe I should, just because I like the elevator and everything else looks good. I'm not personally a big fan of like themed sets, like pirate themed sets and things like that, but this is very nice so far. So anyways, let's try going down the green ramp here. So we got a diverter here, and we should be able to send it down. Here we go. And that seemed like it worked very well. Let's try the shark car next. Why not? And that worked very well as well. So all these ramps work as advertised and work quite well. So I'm happy about that. Now, other little features, you can drive around down here. Nice little, kind of decoration down here, pirates. I'm going to have to put this in a book or something to flatten that out. I'm going to guess that most of the sets are not going to have, they're going to be flat in the box, so that won't be an issue. I just got a little unlucky there, but not a huge deal. But you can drive in here. It's got little ramps here on this piece. You can drive over them, and then you can drive in here. So it was nice that they had the thought to do that so the cars can kind of drive in all the little areas. So that's really awesome. Now, we have one more big part of this set left, which is this pirate ship. As if this wasn't enough. So I think what we'll do is bring the cars both up to the 4th level and get them ready to launch. Push this one out. And then we'll send this one up. Bring it out, and then all you got to do is drive the cars to the starting gate here. Let's see, this one's going backwards. There we go. Now down here, I had this up. Now I think you can just push this back in, and I think I know how this works. You're gonna click this. Sometimes it'll trigger the shark, sometimes it won't. Let's see. Yeah, so something like that. Let's just try that one more time to see. Is it like 1, 2, 3? It might be 1, 2, 3 every time. One more time, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it is. So, some sets that have this feature, it's a little more random, but this one looks like it's every, 1, 2, and then 3, then the shark will pop up. So, anyways, all we got to do is drop the cars down. Now this one, it should hit this, and if there was a car in here, triggering this would allow it to escape. So I'm going to have to kind of try this a few times. I put a little piece of cardboard up here to try and stop the cars a little bit. This set is so large, I've got my kitchen table here, and it takes up the entire, really the entirety of it. Not like all the floor space, but like, from one end to the other. It's covering all the space, so I don't want these cars to just fly all the way to the ground and then, get too damaged. So put a piece of cardboard there, but let's try this out. Okay. And we'll just keep going with this. So 3rd time should be the charm, and this should trigger the shark. So I don't know which one is going to get there first, so whichever one... this one could trigger the shark, the car could go down here, and then this one could come after and trigger this, and then the car escapes. Or this one could hit first, and then the car is just stuck in there. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to kind of hold the camera down here, but I'm going to pull this, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so it looks like it actually just knocked the car right off. So now, I guess, we can reset this. And now we could just send the car straight through the shark and trap it. Let's try that. So in this case, it looks like this one got here first. So then this one was able to kind of escape. But let's try it again where I'm going to just actually purposely make sure that only one car is sent down. So I want that car to be in there. And unfortunately, it did flip around, so it's not going to come out clean. But when I drop this second car down, down the side ramp, it should release this one. And it did open the door, but again, this had flipped around. So let's maybe try this the other way, where I'll send this one down. Let's just do that real quick. And let's see, did it flip around? No, it didn't. So now we can try the shark going down the second ramp. And that worked just like it should. Look at that. So this is a cool, I don't know, I really like this whole piece down here. There's a lot going on, and it works pretty well. It's actually a pretty big piece, too. I'm going to throw that cardboard piece down. So I think that pretty much shows you all the features. Put this back in the Canon here. Again, I don't like that feature, but everything else, I'm pretty highly impressed, to be honest. Everything really works as it should, and a lot of the pieces work very well. I'm very impressed by the elevator. The ramp pieces work well. They're, you know, nothing super spectacular about them, but they work well. There were no instances where the cars really stopped or anything. They just kept going down at a good, you know, good speed. And then it's a good looking set with the pirate theme and everything. It looks good. And then the icing on the cake, of course, is the pirate ship with the shark attack thing going on down here. And I like how well this feature was designed. So, final thoughts. I think for 40 bucks, this is kind of a steal. I think this could be a popular one for Christmas this year. Now, if you're a parent, I wouldn't recommend, well, let's see, what am I trying to say? I wouldn't recommend just putting this in a box underneath the tree unless you're looking for the fun of, you know, putting this together with your kids on a Christmas day or something like that. But expect it to be kind of tedious. There's a lot of kind of smaller parts you're going to have to organize, and I can just imagine the kids being kind of impatient putting it together. So you're going to have to kind of pick your battle there. If you don't want to deal with that on Christmas Day, maybe put it together beforehand and then put it under the tree or something. I don't know. But otherwise, you know, and then the other thing I was going to mention too is storage of this thing. Kind of meant just like all the other, you know, whether it's Hot Wheels or the Adventure Zone or other brands, kind of intended not to be taken apart for storage, it seems like. You know, once you put it together, it's kind of meant to stay in a piece. The only thing that you can do to save some space is remove these long tracks here and then remove the ship from there. And then you could kind of consolidate those parts all into one like that. And that should save a little bit of room, and you could maybe fit this into a larger closet or something, let's say. But yeah, it's for 40 bucks, I really don't think anybody's going to go wrong with this. This is a really, really big set, really highly detailed set, and most of the features, except for maybe this cannon here, they work pretty darn well, and really fun, a lot of fun to be had with this, honestly. The only thing I'd recommend is get a few extra cars. I think 2 cars and 1 helicopter is maybe not quite enough. You might have to get a few others, some Hot Wheels cars or something to go along with it. But I gotta say, pretty cool set. So I think that's a good place to end the review. But there it was, the Adventure Force Pirate Cove Adventure parking garage playset, whatever the actual title is. Now I can't find the box, but there it was. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.